Hello YouTube, this is Brittinspires. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here right now doing a night video. And I don't usually do night videos. This is actually my first evening, well maybe my second evening video that I've posted on YouTube. Because I like the lighting better in the daytime. You see laser shadows and different things like that. But I guess it doesn't matter when you have a UV, like a nice light, right? You can get away with nighttime videos. So I made a commitment to myself. I'm holding myself accountable for this. I'm going to do a video a day. Period, point blank. No excuses. So everything that I'm learning, everything that I'm studying, everything that I'm experiencing in my journey, whether it's in business, whether it's in marketing, or whether it's just a spiritual experience, I am sharing that information with you guys on this channel, and is going to be daily, consistent information coming out. And I'm so excited because I feel like I'm finally in a space where I'm ready to just flow. I'm ready to just flow. And today, what I want to talk about and what's on my heart to talk about is really being tapped into God energy, right? So this is something that I, for my lifetime, have been obsessed with. I have always had this affinity and this desire to understand and know God's energy, to understand who God is in my life, to understand how He moves within my energy, around me, around my my experience. So I have seeked out God in so many different ways, through prayer, through church, through religion, through connecting with other human beings, other people. I have always had this desire to tap into divinity. And there's been 2 times in my life that I feel as though I connected to this relationship with Christ, with God, that Christ consciousness, that Christ energy. And so what ended up happening to me was when I first encountered, and I'll call it the spirit. When I first encountered it, it was when I was a child. And it was something really amazing where I was in church. I was with my friends, and I felt like we were all just kind of playing and being silly, but I felt the Spirit of the Lord come over me. And that Spirit literally inspired me. And it was like, whoa, what is this? And I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. I was a young kid, and I was like so excited, right? I got this crazy energy. And that night, I had prophecy spoke over me. The pastor prophesied over me, and he told me basically what my life purpose was. And when I was a kid, I had no clue what he was talking about. My mom was like, okay, yeah, bet, I hear you. And so I was like, whatever. I just kept on with my journey in my life, and I moved on and went to high school, ended up graduating high school, and I had went through this season in my life where I questioned God. I questioned religion. I questioned everything. I was like, well, why is there so many denominations? Well, why is there this? Why is there that? And I had so many questions. But then I remember that I went to this church, or I don't remember what really did it, but something clicked in my spirit that led me to want to go all in for Christ. And so I went all in my faith. And I knew that even though I had questions and there was things that just seemed like, how does this work? And why is this that? I had a lot of questions, but I knew the Spirit was right. I knew in my soul that something was there. Something was there. And so that's one of the reasons why I continued on with my faith. And I'll kind of lead into my adulthood. When I was in my adulthood, my young adulthood, and I was really heavy in the church, I remember I had got to a space and a point where I was asking the Spirit of God, what do I do next? What do I do next? And I literally allowed the energy and the Spirit of God to guide me through my day. It was the most exciting and exhilarating thing that I had ever experienced in my entire life. The best feeling was operating in spirit. I was talking to people that I was led to speak to, and I was speaking life to them. People that were like, dude, I was going through this and I didn't even know you said something that just you don't even know what you just did right now. And I'd be like, well, I don't know. I'm just sharing my story. I'm just sharing God or whatever. And so those experiences were happening to me and things were just flowing to me like crazy. Abundance was flowing to me. Opportunities were flowing to me. Everything just worked out perfectly and I wasn't concerned. Then I kind of went through life and got, you get distracted. You get caught up in trying to be this false self and this image, and you try to find your identity and other things, what I would call idol worship. And it's something that I really studied. When you start to idolize this lifestyle or this status, or you start to idolize someone, a person who has something that you want, and you're like, oh my God, I want to be like that person. I want what they have. Or you start idolizing things. You just kind of get away from God. You get into idolatry. And I'll be woman enough to say that I fell into those desires in my adulthood, and I chased after things that were meaningless. And there's nothing wrong with being ambitious and wanting to go after things, but I chased after these things, right? And so then I got to a space and I got to a point in my journey where recently, and I want to say like there was a transformational time in my life, but even though I was going through a transformational time and I felt like I was raising my frequency and I was raising my vibration, even though I was in that space, I had a lot of things that were kind of off as far as like my life. And I felt like I was moving towards something, but I didn't understand it fully. And I was a little bit still confused. So then let's fast forward it to this present moment. And I'll tell to you guys a little bit about what I'm experiencing right now, because I feel like it's very prevalent. So I had made a video just the other day about a spiritual awakening that I felt like I'm having, and I'm experiencing different things. This energy that I feel, and why I'm saying I'm feeling this energy, it's very, very much, so much like the Spirit of God. And so this is why, I'm trying to understand things, because I feel like God is in all of us. He's with us. He's beside us. We are never truly disconnected from the Lord. See, there's nothing that can separate you from the love of God, and that's scripture. There's nothing that can separate you. So like, say you did something wrong and you were sinful, or you did something bad, that doesn't even separate you from the love of God. That He loves you so much that you're not separated. Then on top of that, like really think about this. When you think about a child who's learning how to walk. I have a nephew who's 1 year old. He just started walking this, of course he just turned 1, but he was walking before that. He started walking at 6 months. And I remember when he was first trying to walk and he was balancing and he was, walking, and then he would fall. And then he would get back up and then he would fall. And when I was watching him, I just watched him just figure it out on his own. I didn't really rush to pick him up or do anything, because I was like, yo, he's learning. He's falling. He's like, okay, that hurts. Like, maybe I should slow it down and take it easy, or I should hold on to the couch a little bit longer or catch my balance. And he's learning, and he's learning these things. So I'm not going to look at him as a child and be like, what's wrong with you, you stupid baby? Why don't you learn how to, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that to the baby, because you know that the baby's learning and growing, and you love the baby and you want the baby to continue to evolve. So that goes the same with us as humans. When God looks at us and our mistakes and our mishaps, our stumblings, or when we fall, like we make the wrong choice, or maybe we make a choice that we thought was right, but then it turns out not to be it. A business deal goes wrong, or something, you're down on yourself because you lost your job, or something happened that, was like, dang, maybe it was your fault that you caused this complication, but God doesn't see it as you being the like, He doesn't see you He sees you in your true self and your being, and He sees you as being well and loved. It's just like in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve ate of the fruit. God was like, well, who told you were naked? Who told you? And I think that was like this pivotal moment where it's like, oh shoot, We're naked. We're naked. We're flawed. We got issues. And it's crazy because if we just look at it as how God sees us, God sees us in our purity, in our love, in our pure intentions. We're really trying to do right by people. And some people, yeah, there's people out there that genuinely want to do wrong to people, but they want to do wrong because they're hurt. If someone's truly healed and well, they don't want to do harm to other people, even when they harm them, because they feel like, I want to give more love. And even if you're hurting and you hurt me, I understand that. I might distance myself from you, but I will love you regardless of, because I'm healed. That's a healed person speaking. So back to topic. God does not punish us for when we literally he's not looking at it that way. And the energy of God isn't looking that way. This is my discovery. I used to be so hard on myself. Nobody's business. When you see an extremist, I used to be that, because I just want it to be perfect. I want it to be acceptable to God all the time. And I felt like I would never really be truly accepted. And it was crazy because as I was trying to be perfect and everybody saw that I was imperfect and they would point out my imperfections and I would just be devastated. Oh my God, you don't think I'm, and you have to let that go, because that isn't reality. That isn't you. God isn't looking at your flaws all the time. He made you exactly how you are and how you're supposed to be. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's hard for us to see it. It's hard for us to believe it, because I think in every aspect, I feel like in every aspect of society, it's like something's telling you you're not good enough. Something's wrong with you. You made a mistake. You're so horrible. No. You're not. You're learning. You're making different moves. You're figuring things out. And in business, you make mistakes. I learned this recently. I was reading a book. People who get in business and they're starting out, they're newbies. And so I'm a newbie. I'm new to business. I'm new to trying to put together things and run a company and understand what it takes to maintain it. And you go through these seasons, dry season, where nothing's happening. You're trying to push things and you're taking action and I'm reading books on it. I'm trying to learn everything I can learn, but I'm learning and I'm making mistakes. I'm not perfect with it. It's a growing process, and that is a part of the journey. That is a part of learning how to master and be good at what you do. And so there's nothing wrong with that. But I digress. I could get off topic sometimes, but I'm just saying that tapping into that energy, that God energy, and I believe it could be considered higher consciousness, it could be considered Christ consciousness, it could be considered all these different things, but it's operating in a way on your daily life, your daily everyday life in the spirit. So that's why prayer is so powerful and important. And that's why meditation is so powerful and important, because you're tapping into divinity. You're tapping into the God spirit. You're tapping into God's energy. And the Lord is always there and present. He's always with you. So when you silence yourself and you pray and you seek after him and you meditate on the word, you meditate on him, you're growing in the spirit. And so that's something that I'm experiencing right now, that I'm realizing that in order to tap in and get into that alignment with that energy, which I believe is the energy of creation, it's the energy of everything. When you get in alignment with that, magic. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and it is given. The body is healed. I remember growing up, I would watch prophets. My mom would take me to church all the time. So when I was in church, I would watch these amazing prophets. I feel like I've seen and experienced some of the most prophetic people on the planet in person, where I've seen them, and I remember I think I was talking to one of my family members about it, but when they touch your head and you fall out, I don't know if you go to old school black church, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see them do that, and it's the energy that people lose, they fall. they fall. And I used to be like, how does that happen? It's crazy, right? Like, but it was something, I'm like, that's the Spirit of the Lord. I felt that before. So, I mean, this journey that I'm on, I think it all encompasses the totality of life. It's not just about making money in business. It's not just about creating content. It's not just about, it's just so much bigger. I feel like everything that I'm doing right now is for this bigger purpose. I'm still trying to understand it and realize it, but I think that God is really moving in this season. There's a lot happening in the world, but I feel like God is moving in the most powerful way right now in people's lives. And I see it every day, and I hear it every day, and it's fascinating. It's amazing. So I just created this video today. One, because I said I was going to create a video every single day. So I'm holding myself so accountable. I don't care if it's like 11:30. I'm going to record a video and post it, no matter what, because I committed to it. And so thank you so much for your time, your energy, and watching this video, because it blesses me to know, especially when you comment below, because it lets me know like it resonates with someone else. And that to me is gold. It just means the world to me, because I literally, like, when I'm sharing this, like, I love to get that rest, the connection with the other people. So that's really the fun part about this. But if you guys like this video, if you thought this content was interesting, please comment below, please like, please share, hit the subscribe button and subscribe, because I'll be doing this daily now. I was doing it once a week, now it's going to be daily. Also, I wanted to say really quickly, I'm like losing my train of thought at the end of the video. I'm seriously, like, it's late right now. I'm getting sleepy. But yeah, just wanted to send some positive, good energy. If you guys like this content, please, like and share. Also, manifestation magic. It's something that I started back in March. I started taking and listening to these meditations that literally brought in so much abundance into my life, like unspeakable amounts of abundance. And I'm not just talking about money, although it did bring in money, which is crazy. Like, I literally was like, I don't work a typical job. I work for a nonprofit, so I'm not making buku money off of the nonprofit that I work for. But I was able to manifest this cash flow for myself that has been great. On top of that, abundance in life and clarity and direction and movement towards what my soul's purpose has happened for me, which I believe is beyond abundance, beyond what I would ever, because that's truly what I desire, is to know my purpose and to move and live and operate in it. Having money, having love, or having friends, or having whatever else people attract is a cherry on the top for me, because I just want to operate in my purpose, in my flow. So that's my long video for today. It's crazy. Like, usually I do like shorter videos in the daytime, so like maybe at night I ramble. But thank you for watching again. Like, share, comment. I'll catch you on the next video. Love, peace.